All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Meet Us in the Ring podcast. If this is your first time here, welcome. We're happy to have you. I'm Mary the Heel with my co host Maddie, as always, and we have some special guests here today that I'm super excited about. So I'll let everybody plug their socials and then we'll get started with today's episode. Go
What's
ahead,
going
Maddie.
on, guys? Maddie at IZ on TikTok. You can find all my social media links in the link tree in my TikTok bio. SummerSlam is around the corner, and I'm very excited.
Ringsider Anthony here. You can find me on TikTok as Ringsider Anthony. You can go in the bio to my hype link. You'll get all the socials there. We are on the road to SummerSlam. I'll be there in 2 weeks in Detroit as well. It's going to be a good show.
I'm so jealous.
Already, you guys know who it is. It's your residential Bret Hart hater, Alex Vataloco. You guys can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Alex Vataloco. And like y'all said, the road to SummerSlam. And what better way to do it than ranking some of the best matches from worst to best?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, Alex, and thank you, Anthony, for being here. I appreciate you guys. And as always, make sure to follow me on TikTok and on Instagram at Mary the Cosbounder. Subscribe to the channel and then follow Meet Us in the Ring on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. So yes, today we are going to be ranking SummerSlam matches. I think it's a good variety of matches. A lot from 2010 onward is where the majority of these matches are, but we have a few before that. And I think that's kind of like where we all are in terms of our fondest memories are kind of during the 2010s era. Am I wrong for saying that?
No. I don't think
Definitely
you're wrong.
not.
It's like, think of it this way: a lot of the early 2000s, some of us were probably maybe 4, 5, even 6, and yes, we remember the match, but like in its entirety, maybe not. Maybe just glimpses and pieces of it.
Yeah. So, hello, Eric, and hello, Luke Skywalker in the chat. Thank you for being here as always. Make sure to comment your guys' rankings of the matches as we're going along, and we'll get started. Let me pull up the ranking, share my screen really quick so everybody can see it. All right, can everyone see it?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we
Beautiful.
Okay, cool. All right, so as you guys can see, I have some of the, what do you call them? I don't know, the boxes. So we have goated. So if you truly believe, yeah, the tiers, there we go. So we have goated, great, good, bad, and trash. And the reason I put bad and trash as separate is because I feel that there's some matches that are bad, but like maybe the story was good, so like it kind of makes up for it a little bit. But then if like both the story and the match were trash, then it goes in trash.
Gotcha. Fair. I feel like that's a fair estimation.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
So, like I said, we're going to be going in chronological order, and y'all don't judge me on some of these pictures because some of them got cropped in weird ways when I was setting up the tier list. So sorry, in this one you can just see crotches. My bad.
It's all good. It is all good.
We're here for it.
So the first match we have right here, if you guys can't really tell what it is the Boiler Room Brawl between The Undertaker and Mankind from 1996 SummerSlam. Does anyone remember that match?
No.
Being an Undertaker fan, I do not remember this match at all. And that's terrible. I feel so bad.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've only seen glimpses and pieces of it. I've never seen it in its entirety. Like Anthony said, it's just more of a like I remember it just Mankind getting yeeted into the boiler, and that's it.
Yeeted.
Well, I mean, I think this match is iconic in the terms of the Undertaker and Mankind story, like overall, and how unique, like a Boiler Room Brawl. Like, who does that other than Mankind and Undertaker?
So in that
Literally
context,
nobody.
yeah, in that context, because it's not as memorable. Because when you think of Mankind versus Undertaker, obviously you think of that infamous Hell in a Cell,
Yep.
toss. But second to that is the Boiler Room, because you hear people mention, oh, what other thing? Oh, the Boiler Room Brawl. The match itself, you don't remember the quality of it, but in terms of storytelling and how you brought it up, I want to put it in the good category, because match quality, I don't remember it in its entirety. But as far as impact of a match never been done before, I feel like it deserves its spot as in the good tier. Like, keep it in the solid middle. At the end, we'll probably maybe change our perspective after moving some matches around. But as far as for me, I keep it in the good category.
What do you think, Maddie?
I mean, I don't really remember this match, but I mean, it seems like pretty cool concept. And then, you also have Undertaker and Mankind, two really great wrestlers. So I think the storyline there was pretty prominent. I think it deserves good. I don't think it should be in bad. I feel like good is fair.
What about you, Anthony?
Going with Alex here, the story and the history behind Mankind and the Undertaker was absolutely incredible. Going back to that Hell in a Cell match, I would put it in the good category only because I haven't seen it. I know Undertaker can put out great matches and Mankind as well, and it actually goes back to, if you think about it, it's like for me when it comes to the Undertaker and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels matches, the two back-to-back at WrestleManias, it's like I prefer one over the other. And since I haven't seen this one yet, I don't want to put it in a goated or great category, but I'm gonna put it in good, and I'm definitely going to watch this week because I feel so bad for not knowing about it.
Okay, well, everyone go back and watch it. But I'll agree with putting it in good for now, and then like Alex said, we can move it based on if there's other matches that we put in good that maybe just aren't as iconic. So that's a good starting point, for sure. So our next match here is TLC 1 with the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian from SummerSlam 2000. And y'all, this graphic, I can't.
It's so retro.
Oh, the graphics back, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna put
So
it
Maddie,
in the
what do you
great...
think?
All right, go, Maddie. Sorry about that.
No, you go ahead.
Oh,
Alex.
sorry, yeah, we can just go down or whoever.
Yeah. So with me, I want to keep it in the great category only because TLC 2 is more iconic and more memorable. The match quality, I do remember watching TLC 1 mainly because you have to if you want to learn the history about the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's at its great category because it is a great match. The spots are ridiculous. I believe this is where I think Jeff Hardy did the swanton off the stage.
I think so.
I think that's when he did it off the stage. So that happened, and then I feel like it's a great category because TLC 2 I feel is more iconic. That's where I'm standing at.
Yeah, TLC 2 is like one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. So I agree with TLC 1 being great, but how do you guys feel?
I agree. I think that this match quality was pretty good for SummerSlam. Not that SummerSlam was bad, but no, I definitely agree that TLC 2 was better. This was a great match just to kind of introduce TLC, the Hardy Boys doing their thing, being crazy. I think it definitely belongs in great.
I would probably put it in the goated category only because it started the TLC matches. It was a great match. Obviously, like everyone has said previously, TLC 2 is absolutely better, but because this one happened first and it brought the TLC pay-per-view and it was a new match type in WWE, I would put it in the goated category.
You're starting to sway me. I mean, it did kick everything off for the TLC matches, and like what an iconic thing for wrestling history in general. So
I was going to rebuttal. As one thing that I want to rebuttal with Anthony, and it's more like the general consensus for certain matchups. For me, I'm more of the yes, it's the first, but sometimes that doesn't mean that it's better because there's a lot of match types that have superseded its types. Like yeah, like when you think of Hell in a Cell, yes, you think of Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at Bad Blood, but in my personal opinion, I think Undertaker versus Mick Foley is better examples like that. As far as the argument for being in the GOAT category for being the first, I'm not going to argue it. I'm just like from their trilogy of like triangle ladder matches, almost everyone thinks of TLC too.
So I think
I can agree there.
Yeah,
I think maybe we put it in gray and then maybe change it later if we feel the need to. So but I feel good about this.
Yes.
So our third one is Triple H versus Shawn Michaels from 2002 SummerSlam. And Alex, this was your pick, right? This was one of the ones you sent me.
Yes.
So then why don't you start off?
For me, right off the bat, I think it's a goated matchup. First of all, because it's Shawn Michaels' return after 4 years not being in the ring. I know how you feel about Shawn Michaels, but in this circumstance, it was the biggest what if. This match was the biggest what if. Like, can he go, or is he still going to be the problematic individual that he was back in the 90s? And the fact that he did it not only perfectly, but in jeans. This man wrestled his heart out in jeans and cowboy boots and a tank top. Like, you look at him, like, this man is going off like he used to be in his early stages of the career in jeans. Like, and then who better to tangle with him than his best friend, someone that we know that Triple H is one of the most technically psychologically sound workers in the ring. He wanted to make sure his best friend went out crazy, and it worked. For me, it's GOAT category because it was kind of the renaissance of Shawn Michaels, and it was a great matchup, especially an unsanctioned match, another match style not everybody's familiar with as well. So for me, it's GOAT.
Well, y'all know how I feel about Shawn Michaels, so I'll stay quiet on this one. But Maddie, go ahead.
Man, I think I'm gonna go with great, just because this wasn't a credible performance from Shawn Michaels, and then of course credits, for wrestling in jeans of all things, like Lord.
Okay, Dean Ambrose used to do that, and everybody gave him shit. So
Thank you.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyway, yeah, I think this belongs in great. The only reason I'm not saying goated is just because, like, when I think of SummerSlam, this match definitely doesn't instantly come to mind. I don't think maybe it's like as super iconic. Like, maybe the storyline wasn't like. I mean, it was great, but it wasn't, at that level where everybody's always going to remember it. So for me, it's going to get great just because of the wrestling. The storyline was good. And then, of course, you got Shawn Michaels wrestling in cowboy boots. So.
All right, Anthony.
I really don't know how you come after Alex on that. I mean, he just like gave the whole entire history. But I'm with him. I'm with him on GOATed because this was literally my first match that I thought about putting on my list, but I wasn't too clear of the story. I just knew it was Shawn Michaels' return match. So this was like one of the matches I wanted to put on the list. And I'm gonna have to agree with Alex here and put it in the GOATed tier list.
All right. I mean, I think we've been outvoted, but that's okay. Okay. Obviously, I know that Shawn Michaels is an incredibly talented in-ring performer. It's really hard for me to get past a lot of things that he's done and said, and just his arrogance, and those are a lot of the reasons why I struggle with Brock Lesnar too, because it's just a certain vibe.
Yeah.
But I will let you guys have this one of Shawn Michaels being there.
Not gonna argue too much.
So the next one on the list.
We got Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar from SummerSlam 2003. And this one I actually put on here because I know, shocker, I put a Brock Lesnar match on here.
Right.
But I did it for Kurt. Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
This match was so good. Their storyline was great. I think it was really a great starting point for Brock Lesnar's future career. I think it was a great match for Kurt Angle, like someone who he can really go toe to toe with, and it was Brock Lesnar. So for me, I would put this. I'd probably put it in great. I don't know if it's goated. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So for me in this match too, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Anytime Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar went, it was just shoot wrestling technical masterclass at its finest. And their trilogy that they had, for me, the one that always stands out is their SmackDown Iron Man match.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, that's the best match that Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar have ever had. This one, I agree with you. I feel like it is a great category because this is the first time in a while where we saw Kurt Angle as a babyface going against heel Lesnar. They switched their roles. You're like, how am I going to sympathize with a babyface Kurt Angle? And we did. We felt it. We felt the emotion. We felt that he needed to win this one. So for me, this is a great match. So I'm never disappointed when Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar go against each other.
Yeah. Maddie?
I mean, I agree. I remember like bits and pieces of this match, and from what I remember, it was very good for, I mean, obviously, again, Kurt Angle is going to deliver every time he steps in the ring. Brock Lesnar, I guess it kind of depends on the opponent, but now with Kurt, they definitely made it work. It was a great match overall. I think I'd put it in. I think I'd go great because I love a good wrestler. I love just good like wrestling overall. So I think I'll go with great.
Anthony?
So the first time I actually saw this match was, I think, last year. Before I went to SummerSlam, I had decided to watch like a bunch of SummerSlams in a row. And this last year was the first time I saw this match, and I thought it was freaking incredible. I wouldn't put it in the GOATed category, but the story behind it was excellent. I'll put this in the great category, but I truly love this match between Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle.
Yeah, this match was really good. I actually rewatched it recently because I didn't remember if this was the one where Brock got hurt. Like, did was it a moonsault? What he do off the top rope? Yeah, I didn't know if this match was that instance.
No, that was WrestleMania 19. That was like the first match where he did the shooting star press.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, so that's why I rewatched this match and I was like, oh, okay, he was fine in this one. So we all agree this great category?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And like I said, apology for the crotch shot, but this is Jeff Hardy and CM Punk from the SummerSlam 2009. And honestly, I feel like you guys also know how I feel about CM Punk. There's a running theme here, but I love Jeff Hardy. I love Jeff Hardy so much. He's always been one of my favorite wrestlers. So I don't really remember this match. So if you guys want to comment on it, be my guest.
For me, I want to put it in a great category considering during 2009, for me, the most memorable storyline was CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy. I feel like, Jeff Hardy elevated CM Punk to a main event level that, we don't see that much being done anymore. He was more of that test trial, where can CM Punk be that bad guy heel? And he did, because the way we all sympathized for Jeff Hardy was next level ridiculous. So for me, I feel like it's great mainly because, the match itself was crazy. Jeff Hardy's swanton bomb through the announce table on CM Punk, especially for how high that ladder was. And then at the end of the match, you saw the return of The Undertaker. So I thought all that together worked cohesively. So for me, I think it was a great match from start to finish. And Jeff Hardy main evented. So I'm not even upset about that either with that match.
Yeah, snaps for Jeff Hardy on that. Maddie?
I think I'd go with good. It was a pretty good match, for what it was. Again, the end, Alex said, that really, I think, tied it all together. That kind of made it as memorable as it was. But other than that, for me, it was kind of just another SummerSlam match that was on the card that just kind of happened, but people were still pretty excited for. Like, it wasn't a match where everyone's like, "Oh, that's on the card." So I think it's gonna go in good for me.
Okay. Anthony?
So being perfectly honest, from 09 to 2012, I wasn't really much into WWE.
Okay.
That was because I wasn't a fan of CM Punk. I still don't like CM Punk. And I don't like John Cena. And for a number of those years, it was ran by John Cena and somewhat of CM Punk. So I don't even remember this match actually happening. Probably have to go back and watch it now. To be nice, I'll put it in the good category.
Fair.
If it was somebody else other than CM Punk, it would probably go in the great category. But I'm gonna just stop talking now.
See, Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony, this is why we work, because we both don't like CM Punk. I need that support because
Did y'all
most of
like
the time,
Jeff Hardy? Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I like Jeff Hardy.
Duh. You know, he has issues, but he's still a good person. Can't really say that for CM Punk. Just saying. So we had
for another day.
So we had one good, we had great. So where are we going? Do we want to put it here for safety and then maybe?
Yeah,
we'll
put it at good. That's fair.
Okay. Our next one here is John Cena versus CM Punk. Two of your favorite people, Anthony. And this was SummerSlam. What was it? 2013. Oh wait, no. Sorry, 2011. Getting lost here. I have no recollection of this match whatsoever.
So I'm assuming this match is after their Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, it was after Money in the Bank.
That would make sense.
Okay, all right. I think I do remember this a little bit.
And how do you feel about it?
I think the story from Money in the Bank to SummerSlam was that Punk won the title, left WWE, and then they had that tournament for the new WWE Championship, which was won by Rey Mysterio and then John Cena. Oh God, yeah, this is coming back to me. John Cena took it the same night, and then which led to SummerSlam. Yeah, I wasn't a happy camper about John Cena taking the belt from Rey.
That wouldn't make me happy either because everyone knows I love Rey.
I'm gonna just put this match in the good category. I do remember their Money in the Bank match. That was great. But yeah, I'll just put this match in the good category.
Okay. Anybody else?
For me, I'm gonna say it straight up. This is my first bad. This is my first bad match. Mainly because I'm gonna say straight up. However you feel about CM Punk, the Money in the Bank match with John Cena is goated. That's an amazing matchup. To go to this match, the reason I put it in bad is because of one person, Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash ruined the whole ordeal for me, trying to interfere after the show, after CM Punk won, and then doing all that shenanigans, and then Alberto Del Rio cashed in on CM Punk. I was kind of like, ugh. So for me, it's a bad match mainly because of too much outside shenanigans.
I mean, I'm fine with putting a CM Punk match in bad. You guys know I don't have a problem with that.
I definitely don't think this should go in bad. I remember enjoying this match despite, the controversy, whatever. In fact, the controversy kind of added to it for me. I was a little more excited over it just because of that. Yeah. So for me, I think it should go in good. It doesn't need to go in great. I don't think it has a place there, but I think it was a decent match overall, and I had a good time. So.
But do we put it on the same level as Undertaker and Mankind, though?
See, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm putting it like that. Because also think of it like this: despite how a lot of people feel about CM Punk, during that time he was red hot. It felt something new, something fresh for a lot of people, and then him losing it only after holding it for a month felt like they cut off the legs too quickly. People are like, "Oh, here we go. Vince is gonna do the Cena project again," and
Yeah.
so that's why I put it in bad because it felt like oh, we're going back to the status quo. It was only gonna be the flavor of the month.
Does anybody wanna switch?
I'm sticking with good, but we'll see what happens.
Anthony, you're sticking with good?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with good.
All right. We'll leave it there and then maybe move it down.
All right.
All right. Well, our next one is John Cena versus Daniel Bryan. This one, SummerSlam 2013. And I love Daniel Bryan. He has always been someone that I've been a fan of. And so I think this match had a lot of potential, and it led up to an incredible year for Daniel Bryan. Like, obviously there was, his trials and tribulations, but he was on the road to being one of the top stars. So I would put this, I'd probably put it, because it's definitely going to be above Cena for me, and it's CM Punk. So then, but do I put it in great?
I feel like it for me. It is a great matchup because
Okay.
the storyline fit perfectly. Like you have the prototypical, the corporate champion, and then Daniel Bryan being the Indies favorite, like realistically the Indies champion, the guy that like in our mind, like this guy is WWE champion material based on his work ethic and how quickly he got over. But is the system gonna give him that belt? And the matchup implication, the match itself was amazing from start to finish. One thing I got to give Cena credit for that I always do no matter what. When he wrestles an internet darling, the match always delivers. It's always amazing because those styles mesh. The WWE style and the indie style mesh perfectly. When Daniel Bryan won, it felt a feel-good moment, but then you felt that gut hurt when Randy Orton cashed in, became a heel once again. Triple H became a heel, and then boom. The storyline from all that thing, I felt like that was a necessary push to push and sympathize with Daniel Bryan. For me, I think it's a great category because the storyline there, compared to how Kevin Nash and Alberto Del Rio interfered, was done perfectly better here. Triple H turned heel when he needed to turn heel. Randy Orton made low. I feel like that whole storyline makes it a great match.
That's so valid. Maddie, what do you think?
I mean, it's a great match. Like, I just don't remember my excitement level being that high. But keeping my personal bias or whatever aside, this was a fun match. I think it should probably go in either. I'm fine with either good or great. I believe the crowd was pretty into this match from what I remember, and it was just all around a fun time. It was good to watch, and yeah, I'm fine with good or great, to be honest. I don't really have too much personal preference on this one.
Anthony?
Daniel Bryan was the reason that I started watching WWE more frequently in 2013.
Wow.
And this match was very special to me. I don't want, it pains me to put John Cena in anything other than good, bad, and trash. But because of Daniel Bryan and him winning, and then the turn and the Randy Orton situation, I'm gonna put this match in great. Daniel Bryan is one of the reasons why I came back and watched WWE more frequently.
That's really cool. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, but see when you see that's where I think where it fits where we put it at great because all of us have different iterations of why we think the matchup is great. The fact that it made me come back to being a wrestling fan shows how influential like this storyline was for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. That storyline was wild. All of the Daniel Bryan stuff with the Authority, it was just so good.
Pretty crazy.
All right, moving on to. Okay, no, we're good. All right, Brock Lesnar and John Cena. There's too much Brock Lesnar on this list, but Brock Lesnar and John Cena from SummerSlam 2014. I'm putting this here.
Great. No, it's great. It's great. It's great. And hear me out on why I
Alex,
think it's
lies.
great. No, the reason I think this match is great, it's the first time we've ever seen John Cena in a squash match where you genuinely feel bad for him. Where you feel bad for him. It's not that typical like, oh, he won a big whoop. It was more of a like Brock. Let John Cena live. Like, are we really seeing a manslaughter? That's why I think storyline wise, I think it's great mainly because it was Brock Lesnar should have been like this from the start when he returned in 2012. This is how he should have beat John Cena to begin with, and I feel like this is kind of like, oh hey, I'm sorry that we did this to you. Here, squash Cena, and it was this squash match. And this squash match is different, like I said, because it made you sympathize for Cena because you were like, damn. He endured some. Well, not for you because I know you don't like John Cena, Anthony. But I mean, for like a lot of fans, where you're like, is he alive? Is he breathing? This storyline felt like John Cena is human. Brock Lesnar humanized John Cena. He didn't make him feel like Super Cena anymore. He went from John Cena the superhero to John Cena the man. That he's just some regular guy that anyone can topple him down. So that's why I feel like it's a great match because it was like a genuine squash match where it was typical in 2 minutes, and I was like, no, this is just him manhandling.
Is this the match where he did the German suplex like 20 times?
Yes.
Is that this match?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it
I was
is.
thinking of the right one. Okay, yeah. See, but I was just so bored. I was like, let's do something else. I don't want to see 20 German suplexes.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it. So, Maddie, where would you put it?
That or trash. I don't like the squash match, especially now with Cena, and yeah, I just don't care for it.
Anthony's gonna say he's gonna put great because John Cena got squashed.
Yeah, I'm actually putting it in the goated category because John
stop
Cena got
it.
squashed. And honestly, for a personal level, when I got back into wrestling the year prior, this was the first match my brothers and I watched together in a very long time. So my brothers grew up in the Attitude Era. I didn't. This was the first match we watched together in a very long time, and they hate John Cena as much as I do. So the entire match, we were all up, loud, cheering, screaming at the top of our lungs because John Cena got squashed. So yeah, this goes easily in the GOATed category for me. I'll never forget this match. If there is a John Cena match that I rewatch, it's always this one.
Oh Lord!
Stop it! Y'all are getting outvoted. Me and Maddie put it in bad.
Yeah.
I'll be open to moving it maybe to good.
To good.
Oh, Alex he must have lost his connection.
I could hear the Barbie Dreams song in the background, and I was like, nah.
Really? Is that what it was? That's so funny. Well, hopefully he'll be back in a second. But if not, oh wait. Okay, he's back.
Yeah, my connection. Yeah, my connection disappeared.
Okay. Also, like we can hear your music, man. You're playing Barbie over there.
Barbie is doing very well at the box office, Alex. Yeah. They definitely don't need you to promote them.
No. Oh no. My sister's playing it because she watched the Barbie movie, and then we're endorsing Barbie. So
we love that. I'm so excited. No spoilers, please.
Alrighty, so for a Bella Twin match, how am I gonna rank this?
Trash.
Stop! You guys are so mean.
Anything with Brie Bella goes in trash.
Was good. No, please.
Okay, but
the Brie Bella versus Brie Bella versus Stephanie was good. I'm gonna say straight up, it was a good match.
Thank you.
I would put it. I'm not gonna put it in trash.
It was good because of the storyline. No, I'm putting it in good because the storyline between Daniel Bryan and the Authority, and then Daniel obviously getting injured. This is more like, hey, now you're messing with my man. I'm gonna whoop your ass. So that for me, I put it in good mainly because of that, and also because however you feel about the Bella Twins, in-ring-wise, they're not my favorite wrestlers. But when Nikki turned on Brie, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, all right. But then we got we got the womb promo, and I don't want to talk about that womb promo. But I think it's a good match because of the storyline itself. The storyline outweighed the match quality, which is where the only reason I'm putting it in good because of the storyline. Because like if like let's look at it from this perspective. If some woman was pretty much disrespecting your man, wouldn't you want to kick that woman's ass for disrespecting your man? And that's what Brie Bella did. Like, hey, don't be messing with my man because I'm gonna whoop your ass. He can't do it, but I can. So that's why I'm putting it in good.
Y'all, when Nikki turned on Brie, though, I screamed.
Yeah, I was like...
I screamed. I was so upset.
Bewildered. No, like, what?
But I loved this feud between Brie and Stephanie. And to me, seeing Queen Stephanie back in the ring was so special to me. Because obviously, like, she did a couple things, in the 90s and, like, early 2000s. But like seeing her back, and she had been like working out, she had been really training, like she was preparing for this match, and the fact that she chose Brie, to do this storyline, to be in this match with her, I think that speaks volumes. And despite how people feel about the Bellas, I know how Maddie feels about the Bellas, but this match was so special to me. And then Nikki turning was like, oh my God, I literally screamed and I was so upset. But, eventually everything was right in the world and they were back together. But this match to me is iconic because it was easily, to me, Stephanie's most iconic match.
Actually, no. Yeah. For me, Stephanie's most iconic match is when she won the women's title for the first time. That's what people think of when it's a Stephanie iconic match. But please don't tell me you're going to...
Mary, honestly.
Oh, okay. Please don't tell me you're going to try to put it in goated, because it's not going to be goated. I'm sorry.
No.
I will settle for good. I won't go to bad or trash because the storyline was great.
That's why. See, it's the storyline's safe because the match itself is not really memorable. Because the only thing that was memorable is just Stephanie doing the pedigree and Nikki turning on Brie, like for match wise. But as far as the storyline goes. The storyline itself is good. It's a good storyline. So that's why I put it in the good category.
Anthony, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, this was the match I chose. And I was torn between putting this match on there, and I'm glad the other match that I wanted is on there, Charlotte and Trish, down the line. But this match was the only match I wanted to see on that SummerSlam card. I don't know why. The story was on point. The story was on point week to week. Brie got arrested. Stephanie got arrested. They had the contract signing. I mean, they made the match official. I think they even had a main event segment, which I think it was the contract signing. I think this was a high point for a Divas division that was still struggling to find its footing. And for them to entrust Brie Bella to have a feud with Stephanie McMahon was excellent. The match did not live up to its hype, but I do rewatch the match just because of the story it told. And I would put this match in the great category only because of the story. But I highly enjoyed this match, even though it wasn't the best. The ending with the turn, Nikki Bella, like that shook me. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I'll definitely put this in the great category. I'm like Mary when it comes to this. I would not go below good.
Don't encourage
Thank you, Anthony.
No.
You know what? That was on period. I loved it. Nice. So moving on, you can only see pectorals. It is Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker at SummerSlam 2015. And honest, this is the year. Was that the year that streak ended? No.
Year later.
Okay, so again, y'all know how I feel about Brock Lesnar. He's on this list way too many times. I guess he just likes to show up for SummerSlam and WrestleMania,
Yeah. This is another. I'm sorry, but this was a bad match for me. This is a bad match. The only thing I remember from that matchup, like, it became a meme.
Mm.
Like for me, like it's just I don't have anything memorable about this match. It's just meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what putting it back. I have nothing
Agreed.
positive to say about it. It's just bad.
So are we agreeing that it goes in bad? Anthony,
Yeah,
do you
I
agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. The only memorable part was what Alex said was the mocking Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like the they had that false finish where I guess the timekeeper saw the Undertaker tap out, but the referee didn't call for the bell. I didn't like that, and then Undertaker eventually
No.
went on to win the match. But I would put it in bad. I definitely would. I love the Undertaker. It pains me to put him in anything other than good, great, or goated. But yeah, it was pretty bad.
I like how there's two Brock Lesnar matches right now.
Hey, and they're back to back because one's 2014 and one's 2014 and 15.
Yeah, Brock had a rough couple years, honestly, to me, but
well, he did.
He goes back up eventually, but you know, it just took a while.
Yeah.
So this next match right here, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but I put this on here just for fun. It's Neville and Stephen Amell versus King Wade Barrett and Stardust. This was SummerSlam.
You know
I think this was SummerSlam 2015.
I'm not saying anything positive about Cody Rhodes. Bad because of Cody Rhodes. That's it. Bad because of Cody Rhodes. That's it.
Oh, stop.
No. On the real though, it's a good match mainly because Stephen Amell exceeded my expectations as a celebrity performer. Like he did good. I'm like, as far as celebrity matches goes, you're like, hey, he did good because he wasn't exceeding my expectations. I'm like, at first I'm like, why is Green Arrow here? Like, why do I care about Green Arrow being in WWE? But then I saw the match. I'm like, okay, you did good. Like, you did good. Like, it's a good match. Like, all my feelings about Cody Rhodes aside, it's a good match. I don't think it's a bad match in the sense that I've seen worse matches. Hell, there are some worse matches on the list here that are not as bad as this match.
Yeah, I mean, this match was very much a gimmick match, obviously, because they were, you know, Neville was like a superhero, and then so they brought Stephen Amell, who was Green Arrow, and then he was, I think that's when, is that when he was doing some sort of wrestling thing? I don't remember, but
no, that's when he was just a wrestling fan, and then that's it.
Yeah, and then he was Green Arrow, and then I don't remember why King Barrett was in this, but I guess Stardust just needed an opponent because it was Stardust and Neville were feuding, and then
I think it was a makeshift tag team of Cosmic something or whatever.
Yeah, but despite how people feel about the Stardust character, I actually was like a huge fan of the Stardust character. I think even though Cody Rhodes hated the character, he still played it very well, and I liked all the stuff with him and Goldust. I thought it was really good, and he was good at being creepy, and that's kind of how Stardust was. He was just like creepy and weird and like really out there, and I think it was really good. And this match, like Alex said, was surprisingly, really good. Like Stephen Amell did good. He's one of the few celebrities that really put in the work and is a fan of wrestling, and it showed. And now he's in that show Heels, which is a wrestling show.
Yep.
So I think it was meant to be. It was meant to happen, and it was a good match. I think Neville is. I don't remember his name now, like his ring name now, but he's an incredible performer. He was one of my favorites in the cruiserweight division. So overall, I really enjoyed this match. I would probably put it in the good because I don't think it's on the levels of great, but it definitely wasn't bad. Maddie or Anthony?
I don't remember this at all.
I do remember this match just a little bit. I think I was a little hyped because it was Stephen Amell, and I was a huge fan of Arrow. Arrow was at its height at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I would put it in the good category. I do remember some spots that Stephen Amell did that were pretty cool. So yeah, I'll put it in the good category.
Okay, I'm glad we're all on the same page about that. Now,
Basura.
Rude.
I don't
It's
remember
not.
anything. What's memorable about this match? It was just the Divas Revolution versus Total Divas.
Well, but there
That's
was three.
it.
It was 3 tag teams. Okay, so this was PCB, which was Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, versus Team Bella, which was Brie and Nikki and Alicia Fox, and then Team Bad, which was Sasha, Tamina, and Naomi. And this was from SummerSlam 2015 as well. So we have 3 matches from 2015.
I don't remember this match, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, I honestly don't remember anything about it. So whatever y'all pick, y'all put it in there. But I really honestly don't know. I don't remember this match.
Well, I remember the lead up to this match, and I remember that PCB originally had a different name for their tag team. It was Submission Sorority.
Yeah, but that was a video on a certain site you don't want to know about. So yeah.
So they had to change their name. And then I loved the group of Sasha, Naomi, and Tamina. That's why I was really excited when Sasha and Naomi were a tag team again a couple years ago. Or even, was that last year? It feels like forever ago.
It was last year.
It was last year, yeah.
Like, it feels like they've been gone forever. But I was really happy when they teamed up again, just because I liked them as a team. And having Tamina in there, added that extra like muscle. And so obviously with Team Bella, it was just the Bellas and Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox is a very interesting person. A very interesting wrestler. Her style is very unique. So the lead up to this, like, to me, is more memorable than the actual match. I couldn't tell you who even won this match, to be honest. I think it was PCB. I think they won this match because it was kind of like the new era of women's wrestlers. But so I won't put it in basura, but I'll put it in bad.
Yeah, it's gotta go in bad. I don't remember this. This was just like them being like, "Look, we really do feature women. We promise." So
that's my gripe. That's my gripe
all
with that
of
match.
them on the roster.
Yeah. Instead of doing what we would have thought would have been like, hey, have them each in respectable individual matches. Have Sasha Banks in a match. Have Becky in a match. Have Charlotte in a match. Like, hey, no, we're doing what we usually do, a cluster match. But look, it's the women. We love the women.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this was an elimination tag team match. I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
The only reason why I remember this match is because when I go to WWE events, long time ago, I was a last minute ticket buyer. And the night that these teams formed, they were here in Atlanta. And I was a last minute ticket buyer, and I didn't buy the ticket because it was too much. And since then, I've never bought a ticket at the last minute. That is the only reason I remember this match, because I could have been there to see all 3 of these teams come together. I think Lita was there as well. So that's the only reason why I remember this match. It was Was it a good start to the women's evolution? I feel like it was, but I wouldn't put it in any other category but bad.
It hurts me. Y'all know it does, but I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to John Cena versus AJ Styles from SummerSlam 2016 with AJ Styles' Karen haircut.
And I'm gonna say it straight up, Anthony, you can't deny it, because I know this one's gonna hurt your gut.
I said, "Oh God!" at the beginning.
It's goated. It's a goated match.
Wow.
This match is so iconic for a plethora of reasons. This is the match where you saw Mr. WWE versus Mr. TNA. Mr. TNA, the guy that's always been known for TNA, toppled down the WWE corporate giant. And this match, you thought, oh, AJ's going to get buried by Cena. But no, this match was amazing from start to finish. Another matchup where John Cena went crazy. Like I said, anytime John Cena wrestles an indie darling, he's fantastic. And this match is iconic. This match, next to the Royal Rumble 2017 match, are 2 of the most iconic matches that they've had. And honestly, I think it's a goated match, mainly because of the implications of Mr. TNA versus Mr. WWE.
So you would put it above John and Daniel Bryan?
Yes, I would. I would definitely put it above. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Maddie.
And this is my problem with John Cena, because
He can
why did
wrestle.
it why did it wait? Why did his great matches have to wait until the close to the end of his career? For
Yeah.
me, we went through a period of like 7 to 8 years where we saw the same type of John Cena. And then we get to 2013 and 2014, and he's starting to wrestle people from outside of WWE like Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, and Kevin Owens, one of those matches I remember. And these matches turned out to be great. And I'm like, where was this John Cena in 09 and 08 and 07? Where was this John Cena? Where was the quality of matches, at least for me, happening back then? And that's why it pains me to put this in the GOATed category, because it was like I needed this John Cena back then and not, close to the end of your career. So yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, it was an iconic match though. I mean, that was AJ Styles' first year, right? In WWE.
Yeah, that was his quote unquote rookie year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, rookie, even though he'd been in the business a long time. But yeah, that match was very good. AJ Styles really showed out. But can I put it above Daniel Bryan? I mean, I'm outvoted regardless. So y'all put it in goated. So I'm outvoted.
Yeah.
Next match from the same SummerSlam 2016 is Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, Demon Finn Balor, apparently, for I think that was for the Universal Championship.
Yep, when it was first announced.
Yes.
So this is the start of the feud that we're seeing right now, which is insane.
For me, it's a great match. Albeit what happened to Finn Balor with the injury, the match is a solid matchup. You can't be disappointed with these two competing with one another. They had a really great matchup. Like, what bothers me, it could have been a goated matchup, but I think they had to follow up Cena versus AJ. So if they moved the match a little bit differently, I feel like it could have been a goated matchup, because it was the inauguration of a new title, and having two guys that are literally the products of the two biggest indie companies at that time: New Japan with Finn Balor, Ring of Honor with Seth Rollins. No WWE made talent, just indie made talent, facing off for the new world title, and they killed it.
Yeah, Maddie, where would you put it?
I love this match. I was absolutely heartbroken at what happened to Finn, so that's why I am I am rooting for him to eventually get that World Heavyweight Championship. I love this match. I don't think I would put it in GOATed, but overall, this was just a great display from both men. I think I'd put it in great, because it's just, this is, the introduction of the Universal title, a great match. I love a clean finish for a championship match.
Yes.
And I love it. So I'm going to put it in great.
Anthony, do you agree?
Yeah, I would definitely put this in great. Finn Balor came from NXT to the main roster and exploded. When he pinned Roman Reigns, I was shook. I was a big Roman Reigns fan. So for him to pin Roman Reigns and go into SummerSlam and then win the title, like that was perfection for Finn Balor. So yeah, I would definitely put this in the great category.
Which is what I'm glad that we all agree on it, because we all have the same perspective on it. We're like, this guy who was like a notorious and a small guy, we're like, oh, Vince is not going to push him, but then he's one of the first NXT talents to get drafted. You're like, what the hell? And oh my god, and boom.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think after this, like, even when Finn came back, his career just like wasn't where it could have been if he wouldn't have gotten injured. So that was really unfortunate, but that was a great match. Moving into a not so great match. I put this in here again for funsies. Big Cass versus The Big Show in 2017.
Trash. I don't care. Trash. Nope. Trash.
And that's Big Cass? I thought that was Triple H.
No, that's Big Cass.
I thought that was CM Punk.
What?
I don't know. Like if you squint, you see like the wrappings, the little trunk.
I guess I can see that. Yeah, but no, this was Big Cass versus The Big Show, and obviously this match was meant to push Big Cass. It did not do that very well.
Yeah.
And when I was researching for this, I saw that Enzo Amore was suspended above the ring. I don't even remember that. He was
the
like,
shark. Oh, the shark cage.
yeah,
match.
he
No,
was in.
trash,
He was in the Shark Tank.
No, shark trash. No. This is when I can give two hoots about Big Show. I already got bored of Big Cass. This is basura. This is basura.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, and I think it has to be down here.
Yeah, I don't
No
even
offense,
remember
Big
this.
Cass. No offense, Big Show. Big Show, I love you. You're one of the first people that I was like a fan of when I was a kid. You know, he's big, larger than life. And side note, really quick. When I was like 6, me and my family we went to a WWE show, and I guess had fallen asleep during, and then like I guess Big Show's entrance music was playing, and I was sound asleep, and it's like, well, it's the Big, and I'm passed out. And my brother always likes to remind me of that. So, sorry, Big Show.
Big Show.
So rude.
I know. I mean, I was tired. I don't know what to tell you.
How dare you fall asleep on Big Show's old hillbilly entrance? The what?
Yeah, honestly. Disrespectful.
Well, the next one we have here is Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam 2019. And what can I say? Trish is incredible. Obviously, Charlotte is one of the most talented women in WWE. So I really don't know where to put this other than great. But how do you guys feel?
It is great because it's the generational talents. Because Charlotte and Trish are compared to one another in terms of in-ring abilities, and how quickly they transitioned from whatever they were doing prior to being actual good professional wrestlers. However you feel about Charlotte, I really don't care. Charlotte is her in terms of in-ring ability because she can go. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was a generational matchup that, you know, we usually don't see from female wrestlers. You always see the males, like we saw Rock versus Cena, Rock versus Hogan, but seeing Trish versus Charlotte was a big step, and seeing like, now we're seeing generational of women talent facing each other.
I don't like that they're trying to do the same thing with Becky right now, though. They're basically doing the same thing.
No, it would have made more sense.
Becky beat her. So
no, for me, it would have made more sense if it was Becky versus Lita, because they have
we already
a similar.
Did that.
Yeah.
No, they already did that, but that was more memorable than what Trish and Becky are doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was a big passing of the torch match from Trish Stratus to Charlotte. Back then I hated Charlotte, but I'm on the Charlotte train now. I like her.
Anthony, man, I count on you.
But this match was one of the first matches I talked about when I started TikTok, and the amount of hate I got because of the praise I gave this match was insane. A lot of people said that Charlotte carried this match, and I'm like, no, Trish did her thing. Like, for someone that hasn't wrestled a singles match in a very long time, like, she did it. And I can't put this match in anything less than great, because both of them showed up. They showed out. The story behind it, passing of the torch, it was great. So yeah, this definitely goes to the great category.
Could we even say this is goated for a women's match?
For a women's match,
I think there's been way better, like more goated women's matches than that one. That's why.
But at SummerSlam,
I honestly was gonna put it in good just because I was pissed that Trish lost.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay, well then I'll leave it here.
If you're putting it, because if you're putting it in that context of SummerSlam matches for women's in the women's category, you could argue with it, I think, because I'm trying to think of other iconic or more memorable women's matches that happened during its entirety that are memorable. But I can't think of any.
I think SummerSlam is just like a hard time of the year for women's matches. Like, I don't know why. I feel like they're just always
not this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
besides this year, I just feel like they've always been an afterthought for SummerSlam. Like, WrestleMania has definitely been where the women have shined in the last few years. But I think SummerSlam just still, like, has work to do in terms of
Yeah.
women's matches. But
Yeah.
I'm okay with it being great.
I
And that
was
was
trying.
2019, and, it's 2023. We're going up.
I was thinking maybe Charlotte versus Sasha at SummerSlam. That was when they were doing the trade off. I think this was in 2016. They were kind of
Yes.
doing the trade off of the women's
hot potato.
title.
The hot potato.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Maybe that could be up there, but for a women's match at SummerSlam, if we're just saying SummerSlam, I would put it in the goated category.
Well,
You know what?
we can maybe move it up.
No.
Actually, move. You know what? Move it up. I'll switch it to goated because you convinced me.
No.
Okay, well, Maddie's not on board, so we'll leave it in great, even though she's outvoted. But next up, we have Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman in 2020. So
Roman win this match?
Thunderdome era.
I think Roman interfered.
Was he in this match?
He came out at the end.
Yeah,
He came out at the end.
Well, this was a falls count anywhere match, so that would make sense. But
I don't remember this match other than Roman signing that contract and joining in afterwards.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I honestly don't remember that at all.
Me neither.
I remember that's when that's the start of the head of the table, not tribal chief, just the head of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember this match honestly.
2020 was a rough year, regardless for wrestling. It just was because the energy just wasn't there. The screens with the pumped in noise, it just wasn't it. And I think a lot of matches struggled because of that. Because I feel like you really feed off the audience, and if they're not there, it's hard to have the motivation, I guess.
It's hard to get into it, yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So I have no idea where you guys want to put this. I
just put it in bad just because it's not memorable and that makes it bad. But not trash.
That was not a great time. But
speaking of trash.
Speaking of absolute doo-doo.
Probably the worst
this is
match of all time.
It's
Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie in SummerSlam 2021. Yeah, this was trash.
So bad,
and not because of Alexa. This was trash.
Definitely not because of Alexa.
Yeah, this was like the one time I'll defend Alexa and be like, she tried her hardest to make this work.
Yeah,
she tried so hard. And Eva, it was just so bad.
Anthony, you have no idea. I fight every day of my life for Alexa Bliss on this channel because Maddie just does not like her anymore. Used to.
Well, like, what's wrong with Alexa Bliss?
That's
Maddie.
You can't wrestle anymore.
You know what? Well, she's pregnant right now, so she can't wrestle anyway.
Period.
She's with child.
So?
What?
Yeah.
And what about it?
She's not gonna wrestle with a baby belly.
I'm not saying that, but I just, in my defense, like after seeing Bianca versus Alexa at the Royal Rumble, I just kind of felt like Alexa's passion for wrestling or whatever just wasn't there. It just feels like to me as of late she hasn't been putting in the effort that she usually does or did. But I mean, this match, however, was not her fault. So
no.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from with like maybe it seems like Alexa just didn't have that passion anymore, and I think that's just because of the way they're booking her. She's like, I don't know what this is.
I was just about to say that because she has went through so many character changes over the last like 3 years, and me personally, I just feel like she's unhappy of where she should be. And I think one of her best time periods, other than the goddess, where everybody believed she was golden, and I did too, was when she was Dark Alexa with Bray. But after Bray, got released, and they continued it, and I thought it was good. But it just, I really think she kind of lost passion just a tad bit. I really did. I as much as I love Alexa Bliss, she's always going to be in my top 5, regardless if she's bad or not. I agree with Maddie when it comes to the Royal Rumble this past year. Like,
it was not good.
I was expecting a lot more from Alexa, and I know Bianca and Alexa could put on a great match, and it just wasn't there. It really wasn't. But this match that's on here now, definitely wasn't Alexa Bliss's fault.
No, not Alexa's fault at all.
Okay, but shout out to Piper Niven for putting Eva Marie in her place, because Eva Marie is basura, and I really hope she never comes back.
You're never gonna hear me call Piper Niven that other name. I hated that name.
No, I hate it so much.
Yeah, I mean, I still have a Dewdrop shirt, and honestly, it's like one of my favorite WWE shirts, just because it's so soft and comfortable. But she is Piper Niven, and let's not bring back Dewdrop.
Hell to the no. What's up,
but snaps to her for putting Eva Marie in her place. So yeah, that match was not good. It was also like really short, and Alexa Bliss deserves better. So
yes,
at least she won. I mean,
true.
They could
I
have
loved how
Eva
fixed her hair while she was taking the pin. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Can't. But moving on to our most recent year, which was last year's SummerSlam. Their faces are cut off. That's fine. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar in their last man standing match.
I thought that was the funnest last man standing match that I saw in a while, in terms of like the outlandish shenanigans they did to keep themselves down. The fact that I saw Brock Lesnar in a freaking tractor just lifting up the ring to knock out Roman was the coolest thing I ever saw. Him jumping off the tractor to get Roman. I'm like in-ring wise, it's not a genius masterclass technician, whatever you want to have, but this storyline was fun in the sense that how the hell do one another put each other down? Because these two are the behemoths that, Roman wins lows or Brock wins lows. It was like, who wins lows? And the fact that the way that they won it, where they literally put everything but the tractor itself on Brock Lesnar to take down Brock Lesnar. For me, it's great. It's a great match. I don't think it's goated, but I think it's a great match in the sense of all the outlandish shenanigans that it did, and it didn't take itself seriously, which made it more fun. That it was like, you know what, these are just two guys that want to beat each other up in every sense of the way. They're not trying to have a wrestling match. They just want to quote unquote off each other. And I thought that's what makes it great, because it was just what a last man standing match is supposed to be, just shenanigans to keep your opponent down.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's goated, but I think it's definitely an iconic SummerSlam match.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be.
I would agree with Ray.
I think.
It's definitely memorable.
I think I might be a little biased here, but I will only put it in goated because I was actually there and I saw that with my own two eyes. It was a lot going on. I think Austin Theory came out at one point. I think he was gonna cash in.
That was so funny.
And then I think Brock Lesnar, F5, Paul Heyman. Like, it was a lot going on. And then with the added tractor and the lifting the ring and how Roman Reigns sold the rolling out of the ring. I mean, it was incredible. I would only put it in goated because I saw it with my own two eyes. But I could settle for great because I think it's up there with being iconic.
And maybe in a few years, like, it'll have the potential to be like, hey, you know what? That actually is a goated match. But I think since we're only 1 year out from that, I think we can put it in great. Maddie, how do you feel?
I'm down with great. I think great is sufficient.
And for me, I think it's one of the best last man standing matches in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
That's also not really saying a whole lot.
I know.
I know where you're coming from, because you don't really, like, as far as WWE goes, there's not that many memorable last man standing matches.
There's only really been a few.
But speaking of goated, the ESP.
Last but not least, Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch.
This was the one that I chose. I chose to put this one in. This is Bianca's best title defense, in my opinion. Her beating Becky. Yeah, I really do think so. Her beating Becky clean again, period, was amazing. Obviously, the formation of control. Sorry. coming out at the end was super cool. That was awesome. Obviously, having Bailey back, the surprises of Dakota and Io, that just kind of was like the cherry on top. And then Becky, I guess, turning face, whatever. But the match was amazing. Bianca's Spanish fly into the KOD. It was kicking out of the manhandle slam. It was great. I'm fine with it not being goated. I was kind of kidding a little bit, but this is probably one of the greatest women's matches of SummerSlam. So I think it belongs in. It belongs. I personally would put in goated, but where it realistically belongs, probably great.
Oh, you scared? Oh, it's that match. Oh my god, I had to look at the belt. I thought it was the Becky return match.
No, the actual
match.
The actual match.
No, the actual match. No, yeah, it's great. The actual match is great. The story itself is amazing. Like I said, everything from start to finish. The returns of Bailey. I know you don't like. A lot of us are kind of disappointed how Damage Control flopped, but the returns at the time, you're like, what the hell? The Becky face turn. You're like, oh snaps! Everything. It's great. I have nothing more to say about it, but it's a great match.
Yeah, I screamed when Bailey returned, and then Dakota came out, and then Io came out, and then and then the Becky face turn. I was just like, it was like so much happening, but it was so good, and I think it was a boost that the women's division needed, especially with Io now being Miss Money in the Bank. Yeah. So I think she's on a good trajectory. But this match, honestly, it wasn't my favorite Bianca and Becky match. I feel but I would definitely put this in. I would definitely put this in great for sure. Bianca versus Becky last year at SummerSlam, it was just so iconic, and I think their feud is one that is going to be talked about years from now.
Yeah,
because their history is so deep at this point.
One of the greatest women's feuds we've had, to be honest.
I'm kind of torn actually with great and goated. Again, I was there. I think this was a great choice to be the opener of SummerSlam. At first, when Bianca's music hit at the opening of SummerSlam, I was like, why did we have this match at the beginning? But it actually set the tone for the rest of the pay-per-view. And on top of that, I met Bianca Belair the morning of SummerSlam. So, I mean, this was like the pinnacle for me. It was a great match. The storyline going into this, was epic. I believe Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch have great chemistry. And I always feel like if Becky Lynch has the right opponent, she can perform to the top of, her level. I would actually put this in. Now I'm seeing Trish Stratus and Charlotte up there, and I forgot about that one. I'll just put this in. I'll put this in the great category. I really would.
All right. So we're setting for great.
Settling for great. Yeah.
Great.
And again, it could be like the Roman and Brock match that has the potential when looking down the line in a few years, that could be one of the goated SummerSlam women matches, but I think it's just too early to tell for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's our current rankings. So in goated, we have Triple H and Shawn Michaels and John Cena and AJ Styles. In great, we have TLC 1, Kurt and Brock, John and Daniel Bryan, Seth and Finn, Trish and Charlotte, Roman and Brock, and then Bianca and Becky. In good, we have the Broiler Brawl, Jeff and CM Punk and John Cena, Brie and Stephanie, the Neville, Stephen Amell, King Barrett, and Stardust match. In bad, we have Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. We have the triple tag team match with BCB, Bellas, and Team Bad, and Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. And then in trash, we have Big Cass and Big Show, and Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie. So is there anything that anyone feels strongly about moving?
I want to petition moving TLC 1 to goated now.
Honestly, I feel that way too.
I had a lot to process and think about it. Yes, TLC 2 is better, but now that I realize it, I have to think of it from its time frame and its perspective. It was the first of its kind, seeing all those three implement weapons being used the way they were. And much like Anthony said, it was the first of its kind. So I have to see it like, hey, from that fan's time frame, not me currently in 2023, but me in the year 2000, like like me seeing that. So I'm like, it's goated just based off that because the match itself is still iconic. That falling of Bubba Ray and Matt Hardy onto 3 stacked up tables, Jeff Hardy's swanton from the stage, all that aside, you have to make. I'm moving it up to goated now. That's my petition to put it up to goated.
Yeah.
I second that.
And I think I originally said goated because of it was the first of its kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's 3 for goated. So we're moving the TLC 1 into goated, and I love that because that tag team feud with those 3 teams was just beautiful.
We'll never disappoint. We'll never disappoint. It will never disappoint.
Never.
And I am petitioning to move the Broiler Brawl into great, just because of how iconic it is.
You know what? I think I will second it for the same reason that I did. For the same reason that I did TLC 1. It's the first. I think it's only of its kind in WWE now.
Yeah, I don't recall any other one.
Yeah, since I haven't seen it, it's so hard to put it in great. But literally after we end this, I'm going to go watch this match.
Yeah.
So
I highly recommend.
I can go ahead and put this. I agree and put it in great. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm down. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Anything else anyone feels strongly about?
I petition. I'm just kidding. No, I really want to put the Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman match trash, just mainly because because of the bubble era. But I guess bad, it's fine. Let's see what else. Like I said, I'm conflicted with those 2 women's matches. One of them being goated for SummerSlam.
I'm struggling pushing for Trish and Charlotte to be in
Bianca and Becky.
No, I'm with you and Trish and Charlotte, but for me, it's mainly because it's the icon of this era and the icon, in my personal opinion. I know, I know Attitude Era fans want to claim her, but no, she's a Ruthless Aggression Era woman. That's when she became the best wrestlers during the Ruthless Aggression Era, not Attitude Era. You had supermodel TNA Trish Stratus. Ruthless Aggression Era had the wrestler Trish Stratus. For me, it was this era versus Ruthless Aggression Era, and it's the first time because we're used to seeing the male icon of the past versus the present. This is the first time where we saw the female icon of the past versus the current female icon of the present.
And I agree with Alex there because she crafted her skills in the Ruthless Aggression era. I mean, one of the first matches that come to my mind that is not Mickie James versus Trish at WrestleMania is Victoria versus Trish. Believe it was at Survivor Series, and they had that I think it was a hardcore match or something like that, and that was great.
Yeah. And also, the first time Lita and Trish main evented was the Ruthless Aggression era as well.
Right, and it's still a struggle for me to talk about Charlotte in a positive light, but Charlotte, she's great, and that's all I'm gonna say. And I think this match proved that these 2 could hang in different eras. And that's why I really want this in goated. It's really hard to have that and Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch as great as well, because I feel like both of those match hit. But I would take Trish and Charlotte over Bianca and Becky.
I want to bring up this. Was this Trish's first genuine singles match since she retired? Because I know she had the Royal Rumble and multi-man match, but was this her first singles match?
I believe it was. I think the last match that I can recall her having was the one at WrestleMania that involved Snooki. So I think this was like her true first match back, a singles match.
Yeah, and I think just looking at it in terms of women's SummerSlam matches, I think this has to be up here. I think we need at least one of the women's matches up here, and if it's going to be one, it's going to be the icon Trish, and arguably arguably the greatest female superstar in current history.
You can feel how you feel about Charlotte based on, you can say nepotism and all that, this, that, and the third, but if she can back it up in the ring, okay, nepotism. Nepotism, all right, cry about it. I mean, she can back it up in the ring.
I will, Alex. I'll cry about it, okay? Yeah. No, I mean, everybody knows how I feel about her at this point. And so But I have always acknowledged her in-ring ability her promo skills. I always have. And some people like to say that I'm very biased with things, but like I feel like I'm always fair with how I critique things.
If you can still dislike somebody but acknowledge that there's parts of them that are great, you're not being biased, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I might not like John Cena, but I can say he has did tremendous amount of things for the wrestling world. And his later part of his career, I mean, he was putting on some classic matches. I can say
like for me, like y'all seen me on TikTok how I feel about a certain Canadian that only has one catchphrase, but I can acknowledge and I tell everybody, in terms of in-ring abilities, the man is the top 5 greatest technical wrestlers of all time. It's just I don't get the appeal when he couldn't entertain me gimmick-wise and promo-wise, but I can acknowledge that in-ring-wise he's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not quite there yet when it comes to him, but maybe I'll get there eventually.
No. But the fact that we're on your channel and we have a Shawn Michaels match in the GOATed category, despite your feelings, is already progress. It's progress, in my opinion.
I like to think I'm growing as a person.
No, but another one that I want to move up. I know you guys didn't like it, but the squash match was very entertaining between Brock Lesnar and John Cena.
Yes.
That's not going up.
I can't do it. I can't
do it.
Anything
that's going to go down, not up.
No, I gotta leave it at that. I can't move it. I feel too strongly about it.
I'm back. It worked perfectly. I know a lot of people don't like squash matches, but in my opinion, this is one of the most entertaining squash matches you've seen, especially with someone of John Cena's caliber. You never see it happen to him. Actually, you do see it happen to him. No, you do see it happen to him, but then he does the triumphant shoulder tackle, little side 5 knuckle. He does the 5 moves of doom and then wins after he does the comeback after getting squashed. But it's like, oh no, he's not coming back. He got owned.
I can't do it. We're at a stalemate, and so I think it needs to stay where it is.
Fair.
That's fair. That is definitely fair.
All right. So this is our final list.
I'm trying to see what else we can make up for.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't see an issue with either one.
Yeah. So I think this is our final ranking, and I'm very happy with this. I'm happy where these are. Obviously, personal feelings aside, I'm happy with where we are in these rankings. So guys, let us know how you feel about this. Put it in the comments if you think we really messed up somewhere, and tell us where you would have put things.
I'm happy that Anthony acknowledged that John Cena match is goated.
Yeah,
I'm really shocked that the Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon stay that good, because when I picked that match, I was like, I'm sure this is gonna go trash. But everybody agreed that it was the story that made this match. So I'm definitely happy about that.
It's hard to argue with Mary when it comes to the Bellas, though. So.
No, this is one of those that the story outweighed the match quality. Where even I don't like the Bella twins at all, and I'm just like, I was entertained by this storyline because it intertwined with Daniel Bryan, who I was a big fan of at the time. So I'm like, you know what? She's trying to help out her hubby. You go, girl. I'm rooting for you. and then sister turns on her, and I'm like, the fuck? I was starting to like you.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, next, Alex, we need to get you on the Liv Morgan train.
No. No.
We'll get there eventually, but thank you guys both for coming. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Once again, I'll have everyone plug their socials, and then we'll get out of here so you guys can enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So take it away, Maddie.
As you guys know, Maddie at IZPersephone on TikTok. All my social media links are in the link tree in my TikTok bio. Thank you so much, Alex, Anthony, for coming out, hanging out with us, ranking these matches. I had a good time. And make sure to follow Me This on the Ring on Instagram, on Twitter, our TikTok page, and subscribe to the podcast.
Alrighty, as you guys know, follow me at Alex About the Loco, both on Instagram and TikTok. Ladies, It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me as a guest. I really appreciate it.
And you can follow me on TikTok as Ringsider Anthony. If you go to the bio, the hype link has all the other socials on it. I thank you guys for having me on the show. This was enjoyable. Today was the first time I actually got to meet Alex, so that was cool as well.
Likewise.
So yeah, this has been a great episode. Thank you guys for having me.
Well, we'll definitely have you guys back at another time. You guys are more than welcome to come basically whenever you want. So,
hell yeah.
And I hope everyone enjoyed this episode, and we will see you guys next Sunday with SummerSlam predictions. So be ready for that.